Everybody will say, I will.
Hello guys, good day. First of all, I want to take our time to appreciate you guys for supporting my first video. It was really amazing. It was overwhelming. Thank you guys. But keep subscribing, keep liking and watching my videos. So today I'm going to be talking about part 2 of my first video, which is still going to be about singers, musicians and the engineers and how we can manage ourselves on stage. Number 1 is the art and act of listening. Now, a lot of musicians, like gospel people, gospel musicians, church musicians, choir members, they don't know how to listen. They just hear and the next thing they assume that they're not hearing themselves. Now the problem is you don't know what it means to listen first, because you're actually looking out for just yourself, so you feel like you're not hearing yourself, so it's like most like everything is not going well. The thing is, when you actually learn the act of listening, which is actually taking time to listen to not just yourself but yourself within everybody, because it's not just about you, it is called one band, one sound. So as a band, it's not just about you as a person, it's about everybody. So the moment you take yourself out of the picture, you'll actually be able to know that you're actually being heard, but you just want to hear more of yourself. Now, if you've done your homework, if you have actually done your homework in your house or whatever, in your private space or your home exercise as musicians or as singers, you won't actually rely more on volume. You won't actually demand much of the volume because you actually have done your work. You actually have done the homework. So it's easier for you to actually manage yourself on stage. All you have to do is just generate sound that is necessary for that particular music or that genre of music you're doing, and the engineer will amplify you. As I always say, we engineers are not meant to perform magic. We are not magicians. We only amplify what you guys give us on stage. Yeah. So if you are giving us garbage, we will give you refined garbage, because we only try to refine what is given to us by the sources, which are our inputs, which are musicians, singers, and whatever. As a former, I don't like to say former drummer, but as a former active drummer, there are some things I actually learned being a drummer that is helping me as an engineer now. One of the things is, before I even waited for my engineer to make my drum sound good, I already developed my tone. And tone doesn't come in 5 months, doesn't come in 2 months. It comes with time, it comes with experience. Tone comes over time, but you have to deliberately know how you want to sound. But notwithstanding, I think most musicians in church nowadays are nonchalant about how they want to sound. They want to sound like anybody. Everybody just wants to sound like everybody. There's nothing like being definite in how you want to sound. Now, once you don't know how you want to sound, there's every probability that you actually rely on volume, thinking that when you're loud, you're actually sounding good. But most times when you're loud, you're actually being very annoying, because the smallest mistake you make, the whole world hears you. That's one thing about volume. Once you are loud, once you feel like you need to be out there, once you strike a wrong note, you play the wrong chops, you sing the wrong thing, you hit the wrong progression, it goes out at that volume level. So imagine yourself singing rubbish the whole world because you want to be loud. So those are some of the things that we actually have to do. You have to know how your sound is and know what you want to replicate when it comes to the stage performance. Then another thing I like us to actually tend to look at, is not easy nowadays because we don't have a lot of engineers that are musicians. And one of the criteria for being an engineer is that you must have at least basic knowledge of music. I know it's not easy to work with some engineers because some engineers don't know what music should be or should sound like. But musicians, if you actually have done your homework, if the engineer hears you, because all engineers are trained to listen. Our ears are our major instruments. That's what we used to work. If you have actually done your homework as the musician, it is easier for the engineer to amplify whatever you're giving him. That is another thing. But engineers too, please, at least before you actually can go on the field and become an engineer, try to know what music should be like. Expose yourself to good music. Know what it means to combine instruments and how they should sound. Understand genres of music. Every music should not sound the same. So yeah, another thing I think on that point I think I should point out there to musicians is know your gears. Like, imagine a keyboardist or a pianist coming to perform and you don't know how to operate a montage. You don't even know how to find your way around a motif. Or you're given a Roland keyboard and you are just there staring, asking me the engineer to come and operate your keyboard for you, or you're given a pedal, a GT100, and you're asking me your way around the GT pedal and you're a guitarist. Like, come on, like, help us, like really. It's just like me calling a musician to come and help me operate my mixer. It doesn't sound, it doesn't make any sense. Singers, understand your microphones. Try to research. It's not a big deal. It's something that is very basic. It's something you can do. It's just that we are so nonchalant about these things that we tend to shift the blame to the engineer. Engineers, our work is a lot. We are actually handling a lot already. Your work is to know your instrument and know how to make your job make sense. Or I don't know how to explain that, but at least know what works for you. For example, now this is the SM58 capsule. This capsule is very, very good. It sounds good. It's almost flat in response. It's SM58, sure. Now, if as a backup singer you don't know how this mic operates, you abuse the mic. Some singers will want to sing like this. Some singers will sing like this. But the actual way to sing with this microphone as a backup singer is somewhere around here. And you should actually be, I don't know how to say this in a very, very light way, but you should not be so not to understand that the microphone is not supposed to be in your mouth. You're not a rapper. It doesn't make sense like this. Doing this, if I see you do this on stage, people that know me, I will mute your mic and call your attention to let you know that you are being very annoying right now. You're a backup singer. Now, there's another capsule again. This is a Beta 87 capsule. Now, this mic can handle a lot of pressure, but it has some high-end issues, meaning it can be very, very non-existent. You must not know the nitty-gritty of these technicalities, but just understand how microphones work. Don't hold the mic like this and expect me to amplify you, and you're telling me more volume. More volume to amplify what? Distortion. Really? Like, how does that work? There are ways to handle the microphone. This is a capsule. This is where the sound comes out from. How can you cover the mic like this and expect me to amplify you? Really? Like, come on now, help me. And it's common among church people. You feel like when you're doing this is when the Holy Ghost will come down. Nah, it doesn't work like that. I'm not sure Benny will learn. Like, understand your gears. And another thing is, don't rely on your physical efforts. During rehearsals, a lot of choir members sound good. Yes, that makes sense. Sunday service, you come and it's like you didn't rehearse at all, because one, you came to church, you didn't rehearse. The next, you are hopping on stage. Oh, okay, now the thing is, let me try and say this in a very, very soft way. You cannot put away exercise and practice and pray and expect God to perform magic. Yes, the work has to be there. After you rehearse on Saturday or whatever day you rehearse, before you go on stage on Sunday, do you actually take out time to open your voice? Like I tend to advise, even in my current church, I tell my people, my musicians, before you actually go into praise worship session, can you guys actually play as a band and just create the atmosphere so that when you are going to service, it's easier for me to mix than just coming to meet me praise worship and I'm all trying to, as in, like, it's always very funny. Singers will come, their voice are locked early in the morning and they are telling me that the sound is not good. So what will I do? I don't know what you want to do. Like, how do I amplify you? It is what you give me that I give you out now. So I think these are very basic things. It's one thing to have good gears, it's another thing to know how to use them. Not every church can afford to get very good gears. Yeah, but then once you have access to it, know how to use them, it will make our work easy. Because trust me, no engineer wants to punish you. Once you are good, you are good. In fact, we will enjoy the show. If I am mixing for a very good band, I will dance. I will groove alongside. But if I'm mixing for a band that is being very annoying, you see me finding my face trap because, man, what are you giving me? What am I mixing right now? So yeah, this is the end of my video. Just ask me any question in the comment section, and please, like, just keep asking your questions. With time, I will try and do a compilation of all the questions I've gotten so far and make a video about them. But yes, thank you very much for your support. I appreciate you. Cheers.